I say that to say, what is a high deductible Med Supp plan? They've been around as long as I've been around in this space, right? So kind of started out with high deductible F. Then high deductible G became kind of a thing. Now we have like, Physicians Mutual that has the innovative Plan G, which is kind of like a hybrid of a high deductible Plan G and a regular Plan G that's patented, only they have it. So they kind of have like the best of both worlds in a lot of cases. But the idea is, let's say high deductible Plan G, for example. High deductible Plan G is a regular Plan G, works the same in every way, except for it has a large deductible that's placed on that's the member responsibility on what the Med Supp is going to pay. So this is where there's a lot of confusion points, right? Because when you have a Med Supp, Medicare's primary, the Medicare supplement is secondary. So Medicare pays their portion before the Med Supp ever steps in. So the high deductible portion of it is only on the secondary aspect of things. So Medicare is still coming in and paying their Medicare cost sharing without the high deductible ever needing to be satisfied. It's only on the 20% or anything that the Med Supp would pay as a secondary to where the high deductible applies. So for next year, 2026, they haven't actually released the official numbers on what the actual high deductible number will be, but it's projected to be $3,000. Every year, Medicare, CMS puts out projections of Medicare Part B premiums, Medicare Part B deductible, high deductible plans deductible, and then they put out the real numbers a couple months later, which I'm like, don't put the projection out.
Like, how dare you?
It's just stupid.
How dare you?
It's like here's what we think it's going to be, but it's going to be slightly different potentially. Like that's usually what it is. The high deductible in 2025 currently, the time of recording this, is $2,870. So the idea is once that deductible's met, then you have the coverage in that calendar year of a traditional Plan G, where you're still responsible for the Medicare Part B deductible, and then you have full Medicare coverage, medical coverage after that, right? So that's basically the idea of a high deductible Medicare supplement Plan G, right? It's the same plan as the regular Plan G, just slap a $2,870 deductible in 2025, estimated to be $3,000 next year deductible on the secondary cost sharing before the plan will pay for anything. So
talk to me about the premium difference, because this is a big part of it, right? Typically, these high deductible plans have a much lower premium for the actual Medicare beneficiary. Give me, you don't necessarily have to pull up exact quotes, but if you were to ballpark like a Plan G versus a high deductible Plan G, what would you say roughly the difference looks like?
It is kind of an interesting kind of thing, because it does definitely depend on the market for sure. Some markets it's going to be a more of a vast price difference than others. I know you said I didn't have to pull up a quote engine, but I think I might anyway.
Yeah, baby. Give me the exact numbers down to the pennies on this quote. We need those.
To give you guys an idea. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen into the magical CSG actuarial.
Wow.
So let's look. Give me a zip code. Let's do Florida. Where I used to live. Hillsborough County, where Christian Brindle used to live. So let's say a regular Plan G, right? For a female who's turning 65, regular Plan G.
Yeah.
No household discount, no non-tobacco rate. Okay, so we all understand the terms here. What's at stake?
Medium rare, please.
So a female Plan G rate in this area code is going to be essentially $200 and up, right?
Okay.
Now, if we want to look at rate increases, we can see that as well. Sometimes a little bit misleading because certain carriers bring in different blocks of business, grandfather old blocks away. You don't see those in these actual numbers because it's a different block of business. Only shows you open blocks. But anyway, you can kind of see an idea of the rate increases in that area. You can see the market share data on this side. Typically, it's always a year behind, which is funny. But anyway, you kind of get an idea, right? $200 a month and up in this area. So if we were going to switch that to high deductible G, it goes down to as low as 52.
Whoa.
Now, the big argument for high deductible plans also is that because there's the high deductible, the client thinks twice before they go use it. And in theory, you see lower rate increases. I don't know if I've ever seen that to be true on a wide scale. As you can see, like this one right here, 11.2. Don't think that's great. And I've seen plenty of situations in markets where high deductible plans went up just as much as other plans, but I've also seen some cases where they go up less. So I don't think it's a blanket statement by any means. People have always tried to say certain plans have lower rate increases than others, right? There was this narrative being pushed for years, back in like 2018, 19, 2020, 2021, that Plan N had lower rate increases than Plan G. But there's a lot of carriers where N goes up more than G, right? So like, and other carriers where they're the same. So that's certainly not true on the broad spectrum of
even
things.
if it's the same, though, the gross amount, let's say it's a 10% premium increase, on a $50 plan versus a $200 plan. I mean, you're talking about still paying 4 times more gross revenue as a consumer on that increase. So, I think that premium difference is massive. I honestly, I thought it was going to be closer than that. I didn't realize a potential 80%
now
in cost savings.
This might not be the case everywhere, right?
True.
It's gonna the premium differences might not be as steep in every single market, but like in this market in particular, it's certainly something to be talked about if somebody wants a Med Supp plan. Now, this market also in particular is a Medicare Advantage strong point. So when you look at the benefits that the Advantage plans will have in a market like this that I'm looking at, probably doesn't make sense to do any Med Supp plan for the vast majority of people, right? Because you have just sick gangster Medicare Advantage plans. They're like John Gotti, these Medicare Advantage plans, right? Except for they get away with it.
Oh God.
So like, I'll look at one other really, really quickly. Let's look at our home state.
Is high deductible Plan N? Is that a thing?
It is not. There is no such thing.
Okay, I didn't think so, but I wanted to ask.
So, Med Supp in our home state, right? There's some that are low as 110 for a female turning 65 for a regular Plan G. So, you kind of get an idea here, right?
Yeah.
Let's say on average 120 to 150 to 160, whatever metric you want to look at, right? So a little bit lower. High deductible, as low as 29.
That's crazy.
With good old Philly Ameri.